news for the 27th week of 2024. From Knit Happens Teesside, and I'm Annie. So the other night at knitting, Helen was working on her teddy bear jumper. Now I think that's nearly finished, but she does have some other things on the go too. She was working with some turquoise with sparkle through it, and she's also not finished embellishing the spring garden lap blanket. But yesterday a 90-year-old asked her when it was going to be finished, so I think she's going to finish it soon. I'll tell you more about that later. Jill is making her at least third version of the sideways lace cardigan by Debbie Bliss in the Rialto lace, the original, but hers is some lace that had no bands on it, so she's hoping for the best. But she likes lace knitting and she's quite quick at it too. It's the cardigan that took me a long time to complete, but that wasn't because I wasn't doing, that was because I wasn't doing it, not because it took me too long to knit. Helen has also found a pattern to use her rather fresh green with. So this drops pattern is a dress, and it holds two yarns together, because when she did try knitting the dark green and the light green in a swatch, and it just looked like toothpaste. So she's going to make this dress and buy some other colours and maybe keep it kind of green and sort of a little bits of white and little bits of purple and different shades of green. So that's the plan so far for this yarn that she needs to be getting using. So it's this drops pattern. A big little person came along with Jill, and we got gifts. We got pipe cleaner flowers. Aren't they great? And I really like pink and orange together. And I also like blue. So they're going to live in here near my sewing machine to brighten the place up. I was working on this. This pattern is Collecting Breeze by Shinobu Sasaki. I think that's right. Sasaki. Shinobu Sasaki. And I think it may be supposed to be. So what I thought I would do is wear it today and show you, and then block it and wear it next week and show you, because it fits fine, but I feel a little bit like a fairy because it's a little bit fluty wooty. Plus this this moss stitch edge is really curling up, and I'm hoping that when it's blocked, so I'm just going to thoroughly soak it and then dry it, and hopefully then it'll relax and just be better. But I do quite like it. It's just a little bit funny around the bottom. So I was finishing that off yesterday, and today I have started my Shark Week challenge item. I used to be rather a loose knitter, and it's with double knit, and it should be a 4mm needle, but I used to go down to a 3.5, but I'm just going to get it and show you and then measure it as well, because I didn't have a measure with me. Today I am drinking, if I can open it, my baby cup. Sorry, I can't slurp. I'm not advertising for them. That is a collagen drink with vitamins and minerals to make me last forever. Beauty elixir. So for the Shark Week challenge, which runs from today until next Sunday, I think, is where you have to make something. So I've chosen to make this. And you have to make it in completion, complete it. And if you don't complete it, the shark gets it. And you have to rip it out. Now, it's the politically incorrect knitters. And if you go find them, you could probably register at any point this week. And you have to post onto social media. And it's Pick Shark Challenge 2024, I think, is the hashtag for it. So I'm making that cardigan with this yarn, which I've just shown to the baby to be's mother, and she said, was I manifesting a girl? But I don't think that's particularly girl, is it? It's kind of, could be either. Though I think that my camera is bleaching out the pink. It's only very slightly pink. It's more bluey and greeny than pink. So that's done on a 3.5, and it does look a bit small to me, so I think I'm going to have to find a 4 needle, but I was in a bit of a rush when I grabbed the needle, so I'll have to do my counting, but I think it's too narrow anyway, so if it's too narrow I won't need to count, will I? It's not quite 10 centimetres. I always do the tension square amount of stitches and rows, but I cast on kind of like 2 stitches either side, too many, so 4 more stitches, so that I can measure easier. So that's that. So I'm glad I haven't cast on and decided to do a tension square, so because that's kind of, I think it's because I've been working with 4-ply and lace that it feels really big. Big and easy. Righty-ho, what's happening? Right, yesterday, me and Helen went to the Durham Guild of Spinners, Weavers and Dyers. And in a few weeks, we're going to be demonstrating, because we're such experts. No, you don't have to be, do you? We're going to demonstrate at the, is it the North East Yarn Festival? Something like that. It's at Newcastle Racecourse. And the Durham Guild going along. And we should be part of that, for part of the day. I don't know what this line's about. Do you think it's the other skein? I don't care. Anyway, at the Guild meeting yesterday, now I've missed a couple, so I took my spinning wheel, because before now I haven't really felt that confident, because I am very much a beginner. I can spin quite a fine yarn. I could spin a long yarn and all. But I didn't really have the confidence to sit in the room and spin in front of people, and I don't know why really. So I took my spinning wheel yesterday, and what they did yesterday is they had bags of different fleece from different sheep, and they were doing an experiment, and quite a lot of them joined in, but a few of us didn't, so there was just a handful of us at the other end of the room, so I felt quite happy to get my wheel out, so I'm all right now. And they were experimenting to see which felted the best. I can't tell you the results. And really it was, I think it was a little bit of a manoeuvre to clear out the cupboard, because when it had finished they said, you can take whatever you like. So we did all grab a few little bits of fleece and brought them home, because they had no storage space for it anymore. So they have a couple of spinning wheels and some equipment and things that you can hire out. And they have one of those, a book trolley that you'd see in a library that's full of books. So I have borrowed a book about spinning, and I suppose I could, if I find that very useful, I'll tell you about it. Otherwise I won't. But what they did have was, one of the oldest, well, the oldest member, Anne, has just turned 90. So we all signed a card and gave her this cake.
Wow!
We stop for lunch, and we take our own lunch with us, and we can help ourselves to drinks and biscuits, and Helen made a cake, which was a banana loaf, and it was very nice. So Anne told us all about these tapestries. In the 1993, there was, let me see, a celebration. It was 1993, a celebration, a European Year of Older People and Solidarity Between Generations. So it was to celebrate that, and I think funding must have been available. And because they wanted to cover the whole of County Durham, they decided to break it down into 9 different tapestries, and it was community groups that did them, that stitched the tapestries. And the thing that tied them together was the borders around the edge. So Anne knew about all of these because she'd actually worked on them. And the one that she worked on is, it's got a brownie, a guide and a rainbow, and they're using drop spindles. There's some people weaving at the back, I think, because it was to do the spinning, weaving and dyeing. They chose to do that. And the lady who's stirring the dye pot, that's Elsie apparently. And the dye pot is madder with it being red. So she knew quite a lot about it, and it went missing. She didn't know where it was or where any of the others are. And then suddenly there was an email or a phone call to the Durham Guild saying, we have something that we think belongs to you. So after 30 years or so, this tapestry has turned up. So Anne told us all about it. Around the border, there's field. I think the borders of all of them have got fields somewhere and coal somewhere, and then local landmarks. This weekend's disaster. Husband is downstairs at the moment rewiring my Hoover because it blew up on me. I was hoovering the other day, vacuum cleaning, and I was standing on the wire and it pulled, and today it sparked and went poof, I'm not working anymore. So he's having to fix that. So that's my disaster. And the carpet has dried out, but all the furniture's still on the other side of the room, and I'm going to have to do something about getting that all sorted out. The pets. Lottie and Roxy are fine. Millie's fine. The parrot's fine. And the fish are fine. So, fingers crossed. A little bit more of an uneventful week. So that's about it. So more news, maybe next week.